Hello there, welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan, and I'm back from my break, much refreshed. And I was playing with the Rheinmetal Skorpian G. I picked this up about 2 months ago in a loot box. I completely forgot about it. I was never really interested in the Skorpian G. It's not a tank that I would have gone looking for. But I decided to play it, that I should do a first look video at it before too long, and just before I went on the break I started playing it, and I was utterly shocked. I mean, really shocked by how poor the camouflage is on this tank. It is really easily spottable, and look at the size of the detection circle on this tank. You're on Prokhorovka and the thing is spottable halfway down the map. I was really surprised. Now, I initially started playing it with a crew that didn't have much in the line of concealment skills. I thought they might be able to manage, shall we say. And then, just out of curiosity, I put this crew on the Waffenträger Panzer IV on it, who have all the concealment skills except, I think, was a green thumb, the second one that increases your camouflage when you are encased in a bush. And I didn't really notice that it made much difference. I actually put chocolate on the tank as well to see if that made a huge difference. Now, I think it makes a difference in the performance in terms of the gunnery and stuff like that, the accuracy. The gun is pretty decent and better in some respects. It is a better penetration and very accurate comparison to the 8.8cm gun on the Jagdtiger. I'm just looking at the concealment ratings there. The Jagdtigers are 32, the Skorpian G is at 36. The Waffenträger Panzer IV is a 46. Now the 46 is quite serviceable. You will be quite happy working with the Panzer IV in concealment, and it'll stay concealed in most circumstances. That's the gun statistics for the Skorpian G. Whereas I think some things like the Hellcat and stuff like that are up into the 60s, 70s in terms of concealment ratings. So this thing has shockingly poor concealment, and you've got to have to take that into account when you're playing it. Now, it does have a reasonable hit point pool, and it has a fair old DPM. Now, I think the DPM on the Jagdtiger is better, and personally, I think I'd prefer the Jagdtiger. It's got better armour, faster firing, probably better DPM. Like I said, I haven't actually done the arithmetic, but that certainly feels that way to me, even though the gun wouldn't be as hard as hitting. I mean, it's sort of half the damage, less than half the damage. And but it fires a lot more often, and it's a reasonably reliable gun. And like I said, you got good armor, you can actually get up close in Jagdtiger. Whereas this thing, you will have to avoid being shot at, or you'll have to actually explicitly trade. I don't think the armor is going to stop anything. So I played a few games in it, and I thought, geez, it's a really good silver earner. And then I realised that the games that I was playing in had my buy 2 silver. I had used the buy 2 silver boosts that I'd gotten on the Spring Games operations, the various stages of the Spring Games. However, even if I divide those by 2, and in some of them I use premium spam completely and chocolate, it'll make money. So I haven't lost money on this tank, and as far as I haven't noticed that the the non-premium account has ever lost money either. So I think it's a money maker, but not anywhere on the scale of a Jagdtiger 8.8. So overall, I think the Jagdtiger 8.8 has a number of advantages over this. I think the Jagdtiger 8.8 doesn't care if the crew isn't skilled, whereas I think this one benefits much more from a highly trained crew. The Jagdtiger 8.8 doesn't will make money for you no matter what you do with it, practically. And it's I think therefore it's a good crew trainer, because it'll perform. If you can make the Jagdtiger 8.8 perform, it'll perform with a crew with no skills. Whereas I think, well, this thing will probably perform as well. It depends on how good you are as a player, but you're going to have to keep your distance with this thing. You're going to have to keep the distance, keep the gun in action. However, the gun is very good. It's very accurate. It's very good for snapshotting and stuff like that. Because the accuracy is so high, you won't have to spend a lot of time aiming. Although the aim time is 2.10, which is reasonable enough. Reload is slow enough, but it's a hard-hitting gun. So, however, that's where I think crew skills and stuff like chocolate and things make the difference, because they're going to. I mean, this is a 10.4 reload with Brothers in Arms, rammer, and chocolate. So the base reload is probably much higher. 12.2 seconds according to Tankopedia for the base reload of this thing. So if you had an unskilled crew and no rammer, you're looking at 12.2 seconds to reload this thing. That's slow enough for a tier 8 tank. That's slower than some tier 10 heavy tanks. In fact, yeah, it's slower than some. It's as slow as some derp guns, or you can get some derp guns down to that kind of reload rate. Now we're here on top of this little hill, and I've noticed there's nobody over the eastern side of our protecting our base, and there's heavy tanks starting to appear. There is one heavy tank on our side holding things out, but he's being attacked by both a medium and a heavy. So I've decided to go over this way. We haven't actually done a whole lot from our current location anyway. It's not a great location, but I kind of couldn't think of anywhere else to be at that point in time. So I've decided to come back here, and hopefully the heavy tank will still be alive. Unfortunately, he's not. Okay, this could get nasty. This isn't a great location to be sniping at heavy tanks coming in. Especially since there's a medium across the way who will probably spot me if I stick my nose out too far. Now, engine wise it's not too bad in terms of power to weight. That's an Object 705 and I managed to bounce the shot. I'm not good with penetrating Object 705s from the front, and he's vanished on me. There's this FE215B behind him, and there he is there. So front drive wheel managed to get the shot in, and I've managed to back up without taking any further damage. I'm going to wait for the 6th sense to go away. Hopefully I'll be able to poke out without them spotting me immediately. I have the 268 backing me up. I'd prefer if the 268 was the one taking the lead rather than me. So I come around the corner and I don't see the 705. I wait for binoculars to come up, and I still don't see the 705. Now he could have gone behind the hill, so I kind of poke around, and there's the 705 in the middle. He's been waiting for me. Somebody takes him out, and I get a fair old wallop, I think, from the 215B, and probably from some other tank as well. That's most of my hit points gone. So the 268 is going to come out, and I am going to cover him, rather than me taking the lead out and get my headshot off. So there's a Super Conqueror up there. It looks like the medium, well the medium is gone, there's nothing left. There's the 215. And of course the 705 is gone as well, because he got taken out in the last exchange of fire. 705 comes up there, we landed a hit, and we bounced that one. It's a bit high, alright. Upper front laces of British tanks are actually pretty strong. Now he's pointing the gun. If I had waited until he turned the turret around, that would have been a much better shot. So I come along after the 268. I thought if I come up here on the hill I might be able to get shots down into where the FE215B is, but I can't. There's actually a ridge line between us, and I'm not in a position to shoot down into it, so I thought I'd advance further, but I get stuck in the buildings. And by the time I plough my way out, the 268 has defeated the FE215B, and there's just the Super Conqueror left, and he is behind a rock. I won't be able to see him from here. And I don't particularly want to be seen by the FE215Bs just taking out the 268. He comes around, he doesn't actually see me initially. So we put a round into him and we get a critical hit. I think we tracked him there and he got some tracking damage and he's turning around behind him and he manages to pull back. I haven't quite loaded, but I've tracked him again and that will let me to get the finishing damage on him. Will also be tracking damage, which will prove valuable because tracking damage is quite useful for damage standing or gaining badges of mastery. So if you want to get second class, first class, whatever. So here we made 51,000 silver. We did almost 2,500 damage, nearly did 2,000 assisted damage. Most that's tracking damage, and we got a first class mastery. We came number 1 by experience out of the team. My overall conclusion is that actually it's a pretty solid tank. I just personally don't like it a whole lot. It seems to be a decent earner of silver. It's good hard hitting, it's relatively mobile, it's got decent enough gun depression, it's just not very stealthy. And I'd prefer lightly armoured tanks to be stealthy rather than not stealthy if that's the way they're going to be. Otherwise I'd prefer a well armoured tank that will actually be able to, take the return fire that's inevitably going to come back at you. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and a share. Feel free to comment. If you have not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell if you want to be notified of new videos coming up. And I will catch you all again soon. Bye for now.